calories.
Yellow Beasties, and welcome to part 3 of my 600-pound life deaths, where we tell the stories of former contestants of the show who passed away. If you missed parts 1 and 2, a playlist that includes them both is listed in the description below. Without any further ado, let's beast it. James King. James King's journey was one of the most frustrating ones to witness, and you're about to find out why. He was 46 when he appeared on My 600-Pound Life and was one of the heaviest patients on the show, weighing 735 pounds at the start of his weight loss journey. James was bedridden because of his weight, and Lisa, his girlfriend, was his worst enemy, as she was also his biggest enabler, as the person bringing him the food. The original appointment with Dr. now happened remotely, and Dr. now gave him the diet plan to start so he could start to lose some weight by the time he would make it to Houston and work with Dr. Now. It turned out to be pointless because the plan was not followed. Upon arriving to the hospital where Dr. Now works, James was admitted so he would lose some weight. James lost 50 pounds in a month staying at the hospital and got discharged to lose another 85 pounds at home while following Dr. Now's diet and exercise plan. While at home, James had a scare and was rushed to a nearby hospital, where he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. After he was discharged, he fell back into his eating habits with the help and encouragement of Lisa. After Dr. Now visited them after James missed his appointment, the doctor realized that James had not lost weight and admitted him to the hospital again, where it was revealed that James did not just gain weight, but he was also heavier than the first time he saw Dr. Now, weighing 844 pounds.
When James told me that he weighed 840 pounds, it devastated me. I felt like we're failing this whole trip.
All right, James, you're 844 pounds. So we're both finally on the same page that you're not sticking to the diet. If you continue like that, I don't think you're going to live to the end of the year.
I had to retrain my body from eating cheeseburgers.
You gained 100 pounds and you're saying it's not your fault? You're eating yourself to death and you don't want to quit that. You got yourself in this bed. You really think you can lie your way out of this?
Please don't give up on us, okay?
Okay, while you're here, we're going to keep you on 800 calorie a day controlled diet. After that, what happens will be up to you.
Out of guilt because James might die if discharged, Dr. Now admitted him again, helping James get his weight down to 786 pounds. The doctor gave James a last chance and an ultimatum to lose 100 pounds in the following 2 months or he'd be dropped from Dr. Now's program.
You gain weight every time you're on your own, and neither of you have taken responsibility for that. So you need to lose 100 pounds over the next 2 months on your own. If you don't, we are finished. We always have hope for every patient, but he either chooses to do this or he chooses to die.
James never lost weight on his own, and Dr. Now dropped him as patient. James later appeared on My 600-Pound Life, Where Are They Now? He seemed to have lost some weight on his own, and he was brought back to the hospital. There it was found that he'd only lost 18 pounds. Because this was the first time James had lost weight on his own, Dr. Now admitted him back on his program on a probation basis. While at the hospital, James' weight went down to 638 pounds, and again he was discharged with a goal to lose 50 pounds in the coming month. A month later, James was back to the hospital because the cellulite on his legs were more infected, and it was also revealed that he had gained back 112 pounds. Dr. Now ended up calling Adult Protective Services on Lisa for endangering James' life.
We need intervention. He is overfed by his girlfriend. He's not able to get up and get his food.
How is she overfeeding him?
He's bedridden, and because he got food addiction and she provided him food anywhere up to 30,000 calories a day. And that's killing him. I was hoping that y'all can do something to protect James.
All right, I'll go on ahead and type this up and suggest that APS investigate it.
It was futile because they determined that as long as James wanted the food, he was not in danger. He was rushed back to the hospital again after gaining more weight, putting him at 803 pounds.
Your weight is controlled by the food you take. One day, you're going to get a call that you didn't make it. Your weight gain isn't magic or water. It's Lisa. You don't gain weight from thin air.
No, it's not a miracle. His body doesn't burn calories.
Unfortunately, James, we can't get through to you and Lisa won't stop feeding you. So we're done here, so there is no reason for you to continue on the program. I hope you wake up in time and you don't die because you eat yourself to death.
Eventually, Dr. Now dropped him from his program for good. On April 3, 2020, James went into sepsis after being in renal failure and passed away. He was 49. Khalisa McMillian. Khalisa McMillian was 41 when she appeared on My 600-Pound Life, and she had one of the saddest stories on the show. She had struggled with her weight from a younger age, growing up with a drunk father who would take it out on her mother when inebriated. Her mother passed away from cancer when Khalisa was 3 years old, and she and her siblings ended up separated in the foster care system. Food became her comfort to escape her reality early on. A cousin of hers molested her during a visit with her father, and no one believed her when she spoke up. Then, her father got married again, to a 16-year-old when Khalisa was 12. The father took her and her siblings back from the foster care system. Khalisa's situation went from bad to worse because things would not be good between the stepmother and the kids. One day, Khalisa and her stepmother had a fight and Khalisa beat her stepmother up. To punish her, her father took her to a great-uncle of hers who was freshly out of prison for molesting and raping his own grandchildren. Her food addiction stemmed from growing up with her abusive father even after her parents divorced, as she would use it to cope with her reality and depression, on top of the abuse. Her weight skyrocketed to 500 pounds by the age of 19, and weight loss became a goal of hers as she became guilty about how much it affected her marriage. She compared herself to a child as her spouse had to do everything for her, which put a strain on the marriage.
I know how little I can do frustrates Beth. I'm like a child she has to take care of, and I don't even feel like she sees me as her wife anymore.
When Gina went to see Dr. Now for the first time, she weighed 607 pounds. She had to lose some weight before qualifying for weight loss surgery, a task that was very challenging for her. Along the way, she would find excuses not to reach the weight loss goals that she was given, and was then referred to psychotherapy.
You gained 8 pounds, so how is that possible?
I felt like being in New Jersey, I was just kept going back into my old ways. It was very easy. Now that we moved down here, I feel like I'm more focused now to really do it.
Why do you keep doing it?
I don't know.
You don't know, so you're here because you need help. The problem is, you think that help is to do the work for you, and that's never going to happen. You're both enabling each other. And this is a bad dynamic you got between you two, and the whole relationship that you got is focused around food. And at this point, the only hope I see to try to get through to you is to get you to start psychotherapy. This is going to be for both of you to make the changes.
The therapy did help, as she started making good progresses toward weight loss. Gina was eventually approved for weight loss surgery, provided that she would lose more weight.
It's the day of my weight loss surgery, and I'm really glad it's finally here. At my last appointment 3 months ago, I was down to 543, and Dr. Now gave me a goal to lose another 50 pounds. So to move ahead, I need to be down to 493 today.
So you actually gained some weight.
Gained weight.
How'd you gain weight?
Well, I already know how.
You showed me today that you're not sticking with it like you need. So I'm canceling your surgery, and we're not moving ahead with that today.
In the end, she gained some weight instead, and the surgery was canceled.
Here's the deal. I'm going to give you one more chance. You need to lose 75 pounds over the next 3 months. If you don't do that, you won't be doing the program or getting weight loss surgery from me.
In 2021, Gina told her fans in one of her YouTube videos that she had managed to get her weight down to about 300 pounds. In one of her last videos, she also revealed that she had gone to the hospital because of trouble walking, an infection, as well as an eating disorder.
I was in the hospital, I went into rehab, I still can't walk. When I went to rehab, the facility did not help me at all. I was there for 3 weeks and I barely did any physical therapy or occupational therapy because I have no feelings in my hands. They told me they were going to set me up with something with my eating disorder so I could talk to somebody. No one came.
Sadly, She passed away on August 1, 2021, and the cause of her death was never made public. She was 30.
Being 600 pounds and more is extremely painful and difficult, leaving you dependent on other people to do even the basic things in life. It sucks, and this is why Beast Train Mean helps you lose weight and keep it off without you sacrificing any foods. The way this is done is via nutrition and exercise plans customized to you, your goals, and your lifestyle in 3 simple steps. Step 1, you select a plan and fill out its assessment form. Step 2, we develop a plan for you and discuss it with you. Step 3, together we execute the plan and you hello to a new you. And right now, Beast Train Mean is running a 50% off special on all services. You see, I recently upgraded my computer to continue making these videos, and in the process, I was gifted a new monitor. As a way to give back, I decided to have this 50% off special, which is available now until December 30th, 2023. What's more is that by becoming a member, you get more discount on that deal on top of the perks that come with the membership. How cool is that? So hurry, because December 30th, 2023 may seem far away, but it really is not. Secure your spot today. And if you're looking for healthy, easy to make, delicious meals, we also have recipe books. All these can be found at link.bestrainmean.com/services or buymecoffee.com/LolaK. Don't be that person blaming your weight on the holidays. Let's work together.
Laura Ann Perez. Laura Ann Perez was 41 when she appeared on my 600-pound life show. Her weight problem started when she was just a kid as she was molested, an ordeal that lasted for a few years. September 17th, at the age of 48. Her cause of death was never made public. Larry Myers Jr. Larry Myers was 45 when he appeared on my 600-pound life. What was particular with Larry was that unlike other participants on the show, he had had bariatric surgery 5 years before his appearance on my 600-pound life. The unfortunate events that took place in his life caused him to turn to food for comfort. When Larry started his weight loss journey on the show, he was weighing 648 pounds. He was given a few chances to lose some weight before being approved for weight loss surgery, especially because he already had one before and it failed. Larry was strong, but his food addiction was stronger. By the end of the show, though Larry lost some weight, it was not merely enough to be approved for another weight loss surgery.
Well, Larry, I'm happy to see that you improved, but it's still not losing as much as you should. Here is what I'm willing to do. If you are able to lose 55 pounds over the next 3 months, then I'm going to approve you for weight loss surgery. You're not going to let us down, do you?
No, I come too far and I'm moved down here for good.
Great, because if you don't, we're not moving ahead with the surgery.
Outside of the show, he continued to keep a healthier life, and it was even reported that Larry lost enough weight and received another bariatric surgery. After the show, Larry started a music career under the name of Mr. Buttermilk Biscuits, and he would motivate others to lose weight. On June 10, 2023, just 1 week after celebrating his birthday, his cousin announced that Larry had passed away. No cause of death was revealed. He was 48. Angela Gutierrez. Angela Gutierrez was one of the most controversial patients to appear on my 600-pound life. She was 44 in her episode. Her weight had always been an issue as she would eat mostly junk foods and in big quantities from a tender age. And growing up, her relationship with her mother was not great, and her mother would shame her for her weight. This is something that doesn't sit well with me because her mother was the one feeding Angela when Angela was a child, and so the bad relationship with food that Angela developed was due to her mother feeding her all that unhealthy food, yet the mother was the fat shamer. Angela reached a point where her weight caused her more ill than good. So, she had weight loss surgery and lost a little over 100 pounds. Similarly to Larry, who we just discussed, she did not maintain the weight loss, and therefore gained all the weight back and more. Angela decided to lose weight again, and made it to Dr. Now's. At that first appointment, she was given some conditions before being admitted into the surgeon's program. She was weighed at 608 pounds, and was supposed to return to Dr. Now a month later. Angela did not. Instead, she would make a lot of excuses for not exercising or eating properly as she should have.
I'm calling Dr. Now today to check in with him because it's been 3 months since I had seen him. I've been dragging my feet going to Houston. Number one, because the family don't want me to go. Number two, I do think there's no need for me to live in Houston just to lose weight.
3 months after her first appointment with Dr. Now, Angela was still talking about making her own rules for Dr. Now's program and told him that she had lost 70 pounds. Then she lied even more about wanting to do the program and try further. Angela had an excuse for everything, and she was also a manipulator to the point where she used a hospital visit to justify why she missed her third appointment with Dr. Now.
Do you think you could drive me to the ER so Dr. Now sees I really am sick and I'm not just blowing him off?
Then, she avoided his calls for a good while.
We seem to have a very serious situation with Angela, but I'm not interested in any more of her excuses or games. It's very disappointing that Angela is still choosing to lie to try and manipulate me. Instead of taking responsibility, she just piled on one lie after another, but I'm hoping she starts to wake up, because if she doesn't, it's going to cost her her life.
At the end, Angela never went back to see Dr. Now again, and she never joined his program. On March 21, 2023, Angela passed away. Her cause of death was never revealed, but from her obituary, she might have passed from complications from her weight and her lymphedema. She was 48. This concludes our series of my 600-pound life casts who passed away, at least for now. Like if you've enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't. Be a beast. Train mean.